Hey friends, welcome. So this is the start of a new series that I am very excited to bring to you. I have been thinking and planning on this for a while, and I am calling it the movement for when And this one, as you may have noticed, is movement for when you feel uninspired. So whether that's creatively, whether it's at work, whether it's uninspired to move, whatever it is, this is just some quick movement to hopefully help us feel like we want to move again and help us to feel a little spark of inspiration. So we're going to have fun. As always, make sure you're wearing clothing that is easy to move in. And if you have a mat to work on, great. Otherwise, just a comfortable space and some room to move. And just let's put aside any expectation and any self consciousness and judgment and just have fun for a few minutes. All right, friends. First up, we're going to start low to the ground. We're going to start seated. Wipe the cat fur off your leggings if you need to, like I do. Bring the soles of your feet together, and we're just going to open our feet up like a book and just take a moment and massage the arches of your feet. Then when you're ready, you can wrap your hands around your toes. We're going to really try to spiral inner thighs up towards the ceiling. This will help open up the hips, bring the knees a little closer to the floor. Big breath in, exhale as you round the spine forward. Starting out with this nice hip opener and great stretch for the back. Take a few cycles of breath here. Of course, we're going to move a little quickly through this, but as we move, we want to keep that deep breath going. Now bring one foot in, the other foot out in front. We're coming to an uncrossed seat, and then you can walk your hands forward here. And you decide how far into this fold you go depending on your range of motion today. You can add in a little rocking back and forth, and then we're going to walk our hands over towards the right. Pause there, deep stretch in the hips. Walk your hands over towards the left. Good. And then back through center, and we'll slowly come on up. And we'll switch our feet out. Opposite foot comes in, other one out in front, and we're just going to repeat that. You might find your range of motion is a little different on this side. That's how it goes with our hips. We'll just be patient with ourselves and choose movement that feels great on this side. We'll walk hands over towards the right again. And then we'll walk hands over towards the left. Good, and then back through center and nice and easy, we'll roll on up. Awesome job. Now we're gonna go ahead and extend right leg out long, hugging left knee up. You can cross that left leg over your right leg if that feels good. Hugging that towards you with your right hand. Left hand comes down beside you for support. Big breath in, and then exhale. We're gonna turn to look towards left shoulder into a nice gentle twist. Now don't force it, we're just going to go into this twist as far as it feels good. You can bring your left hand to your lower back if you want a little extra movement here. And then go ahead and unwind, and we're going to take before we go to the other side, we're going to take our left foot in our right hand. You can take a peek at me if you need to. We're going to cradle that leg like a baby and rock forward and back. So with that right leg straight, this is a great hamstring stretch as well as some awesome hip mobility. Rock left to right with that left leg. Whatever movement feels good here. Moving that left hip through, and then you can go ahead and straighten through the left leg. We're going to repeat that twist on the right side. So using your left arm to hug that right leg towards you, we're going to sit up nice and tall and then look towards right shoulder. And if you want to add a little extra bind onto this, you can bring your right hand to your lower back. Lots of options here, so just choose whatever feels best for you today. Sometimes when we're not feeling inspired, though, we want to take away all of the decision making. So feel free to follow along with me if that feels good. Then we're going to rock this right leg back and forth, holding onto right foot with left hand and left to right. Whatever movement feels good. So depending on the range of motion in your hips, and again, it'll be different left to right. So just be patient with yourself. Keep breathing deeply. And then we'll go ahead and release that. You can tick-tock your feet left to right here a little bit. Waking up in the hips, waking up in the ankles, and then flex and point your toes. Awesome. Now we're going to go ahead and come onto all fours. So take your time getting there. And then when you do, we're going to come into a little variation on a spinal flexion. So we're going to really focus on moving through the spine. You can bring your hands out a little farther in front of you. Give yourself some room here. Drop your hips as you rock forward, round through the spine as you sit back on your heels. So just make this movement as big as you like, and permission to take some creative liberties here. So we're kind of mixing what we normally do in extended child's pose along with some hip circles, along with a spinal flexion and extension. So just literally take whatever movement feels good here as you move your body through circles, dropping the shoulders in towards center, bumping hips back and forth. Have fun with it. Coming back to tabletop, go ahead and lift your right elbow and left knee, and then bring it down. Take a peek at me if you need to. We're gonna lift both out to the side, and then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So left elbow comes out, right knee comes out. A little tricky here, a little bit of brain balance as well. And then we're gonna lift left knee out and then move it through circles. So a little like half fire hydrant pose, and then you're taking that knee through circles. So again, listen to your hips. Don't bring it into too big of a circle if that doesn't feel good. You can reverse your circle, but we're just gonna move through our range of motion in our hips here. And then we're gonna repeat other side. So right knee comes out, move that through circles. Again, we're moving quickly here, so feel free to pause the video if you need to, or go back and linger in a particular movement. Go ahead and reverse the direction of the circles on this side. And don't be afraid to explore a little bit, as long as it feels good. If anything doesn't, then you can absolutely come to a modification. That is encouraged. Now from tabletop, we're going to extend left toes out, left leg is long, rock forward and back on your toes, pausing as you rock back to get a nice calf stretch. Then sliding left toes off the mat over towards the right, turn to look past right shoulder. Awesome side body stretch here down the length of the body. Then you're going to slide that left foot all the way over towards the left foot, flat on the floor. And then you're gonna rock forward and back. So my foot is off camera here a little bit, but it's flat on the floor. As you rock back onto your heel, you're gonna get a good inner thigh stretch. Then you can bring left arm up towards the sky. Nice T-spine extension here. Bring your hand back down, and now you're going to thread right arm underneath the left, coming onto right ear, right shoulder. That left foot is still out. Adding on a little bit of a twist here. And then we'll nice and easy unwind, sliding that left foot back. We're going to repeat everything on the other side. So first we come onto our right toes, extending that right leg out, rocking forward and back here in a nice calf stretch. And then sliding right toes off the mat over towards the left, turn to look past left shoulder. This is a fun one. Breathe deeply to really get the most out of this stretch. And then we're going to slide that right foot out to a right side. You can move off your mat if you need to, like I do, to make space here. And then rock forward and back. Awesome. And then coming to that extension, bringing right hand up towards the sky. Let your eyes follow. And then bring it down. And we're going to thread a left arm underneath the right, coming into left ear, left shoulder. I love adding this twist with that leg out. It's just an awesome total body stretch here. Good. Take another deep breath in. And then exhale to go ahead and come back up, returning back to our tabletop. Awesome job. From tabletop, we're going to do a little scap exercise here. So dropping your chest down and then lifting up. So you're really focusing on just dropping your chest down. The movement is so small, and then releasing. One more time, push your chest, just your chest down towards the floor, and then release. Now I'm going to twirl my hands around so fingers are facing me, rocking back just as far as that feels good. This is a release in the wrists. You can rock left to right on the wrists here. And then maybe go through a couple of small wrist circles from this tabletop, one direction and then the other. Okay, hands back. Now listen carefully. This can be a little tricky, so take a look at the video. I'm going to bring my right foot up on my right hand. Left leg is lifted as well in this low lunge. I'm going to flatten my left foot, and then I'm going to walk my hands along the left edge of my mat, and then eventually bring my right foot to face forward, so I kind of come through a wide-legged fold all the way to the back edge of my mat. So now I'm in an opposite lunge. So little tricky. We're going to go ahead and bring it back the way we came. So take your time here. This is awesome for the hips and a great exercise for the brain as well. Let's pause in between in this wide-legged fold. Come as far into this fold as it feels good for you. Maybe you bring your head towards the floor. If that's really tricky, you can bring your hands out forward and kind of make a triangle with your hands and feet. Otherwise, headstand practice is to bend the elbows and bring your head down towards the floor. Now I'm going to narrow the stance of my feet a little bit here and come into a wide squat. So options first is froggy toes. You can bounce back and forth onto your feet using your hands for support on the ground. Or you can go ahead and bring your feet flat on the floor and come into this wide squat, pressing your elbows against your inner knees and the knees against the elbows. Back is nice and straight here, so we're not just kind of hanging out, we're working. Take a big breath in, exhale, bring your hands down to the floor, and then we're going to go ahead and bring our hands in between our feet, and I'm going to reach right hand up towards the sky, straightening my right leg. And then down, and then other side. Good. And then down. Amazing job. Now I'm just going to go ahead and come in through a fold, vertebrae at a time. I'm going to stack up through the spine as I come up to standing. Awesome job. Now to start here, I'm just going to come onto my tiptoes and then back down flat on my feet. For all these standing moves, feel free to hold onto a piece of furniture or the wall if you need a little extra stability. Good. Let's see if we can hold up on our tiptoes a little longer on this last time, and then drop back down to your feet. Awesome job. Now I'm going to corkscrew the ball of my foot into the floor as I twirl. So we're literally just twirling, letting our hands twirl with us, twisting through the spine, through the hips. Super fun way to boost energy. Keep your feet planted now and just twirl through the hips and the spine and the arms. Neck follows your movement. Then keep your hips forward as you let your arms slow down. Awesome job. We're going to go ahead now and do a little bit of balance work. So here's different options. You can bring the sole of your foot to your calf in a little mini tree posture here. Or you can interlace your fingers, wrap them around your leg, pull that towards you, rotating your ankle one way and then the other. Maybe you come into a full tree if this is in your range of motion in your balance vocabulary. Or maybe we use our hand for assistance and we guide that knee out. Again, you can always be holding on to something for support. Or maybe we let go of that support if we feel like it's stable, and then we lift our hands up, look up. So many options here. One more big breath in, and exhale, go ahead and release everything down. And then we're just going to repeat on the other side. So whichever option felt best, go ahead and explore that on the other side, other leg. Balance work takes a lot of patience and brain power. Sometimes we can get a little too into our head, so just try to enjoy it. Find something that brings you joy here. And wherever you're at, go ahead and take one more big breath in. And then as you exhale, go ahead and bring everything back down. Awesome job. We're gonna go ahead and come into a wide stance now. Feet are facing forward, hands on the hips, pulling elbows back in our little superhero pose for a moment. Breathe deeply. And then we're gonna move through a wide side body stretch. So we'll bring one arm up and over. Just getting as deep as that feels good in this stretch, and then we'll repeat on the other side. Awesome job. Then go ahead and interlace your hands behind your back, pulling shoulders together. Look up here, and then dive forward. Your hands are still interlaced, so they're going to point up towards the ceiling as our head goes down towards the floor. Bend your knees as much as you need to here. And then release your hands down to the floor. We're back in that wide-legged fold. Maybe we come a little deeper this time. And then heel toe, your feet all the way together. And we're gonna sit our bum down, and we're gonna come into a little toe balance. Keep your hands on the floor if you feel a little unsteady here, or you can maybe try bringing your hands to your thighs. Maybe you wobble a little bit like I do here. Maybe you bring your hands together, balancing on your toes. Take one more big breath in. Wherever you're at, exhale, release your hands down, come all the way down to a seat. We'll all meet together. I'll be in cross-legged, come down to whatever seat is comfortable for you. And we're just gonna see how we feel now. Take a big breath in, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, float them down. And again, big breath in, reach up overhead. Exhale, float your arms down. Now bring your arms to shoulder height. Give yourself a big hug. And one last time, this time opposite arm on top. And then we're going to let our back round forward here as we come into a little bow. Give yourself one more big breath in and out. I'm so proud of you for showing up today. I hope you found something fun in this time together. Thank you so much for choosing this video and spending this time with me. I hope that this movement got you at least having a little bit of fun and maybe finding a tiny bit of inspiration, but at the very least we got a good stretch and some nice deep breathing. So be sure to drink plenty of water, stay hydrated, take care of yourself, take care of others. I'll see you guys next time.